recognize the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Landsman, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you all for being here. I wanted to talk about sort of the infrastructure that we need to invest in, and so I'm curious what you all would say moving forward has to be our top priorities. Obviously, I want to get your thoughts on the public broadcasting piece and what should happen moving forward. What you think this Congress needs to do. And it's not a leading question. I'm curious as to what the answer is. What could some of the bipartisan solutions be? And then whether it's Next Gen 911 or the other pieces, what are, if you were to make a list of the things that the United States Congress should be investing in collectively so that the system has what it needs, the next iteration, the next generation, so that we are keeping everybody safe. I'm from Cincinnati. I represent both Hamilton County and Warren County in Southwest Ohio, and was at City Hall for a long time. And so I'm deeply familiar with the importance of our emergency communication centers and what happens when things don't work out the way they're supposed to. Lives are lost, and it decimates a community. And so obviously we want to constantly be getting better, from how quickly we pick up the call to how quickly we get a first responder out there. And in the case of a mass event, how quickly we do everything. So I'm going to stop and just ask, and starting with Mr. Wright, can you talk a little bit about the public broadcasting? You have a lot, but if you had to pick, your top 2 or 3 things that Congress should do moving forward, what would those be? And then what are the other capacity investments that need to be made?
I thank you for your question. I think the first thing is to wrestle back control of the Next Generation Warning System grant money. That is truly a bipartisan solution that for the last 3 to 4 years, Congress has fully funded. And so we would hope that the funding would continue for that, but then move to deploy those funds into our public broadcasting infrastructure as quickly as possible.
Yeah, speed.
We have recently heard that a public broadcaster in Fairbanks, Alaska now turns their transmitter off overnight from midnight to 6 a.m.
To save money.
To save money. And that is rescission related. But there are also issues related to the Next Generation Warning System for infrastructure support, and I can speak to it personally. We just put through an STA with the FCC to operate our full power television transmitter at half power because it's out of date, it's old, we can't get parts for it any longer. We have 2 grant proposals in the NGWS warning system proposal system, and they remain unacted on.
Okay.
So move on NGWS.
Thank you, and I'm going to follow up. My team will send a letter, just to get the ball rolling and see if there are other members of the committee that want to work with us. I suspect there will be, because I do think this is bipartisan. Yeah.
Very simple. Fund Next Generation 911.
Yeah.
When we're talking about our overall public safety service at large, and particularly where there's federal involvement in funding, ensure that the authorities that are responsible for that are operating correctly, functionally, so that we know that the money that is available is being spent wisely and deploying the systems needed.
Can you just say a word or two about that? I mean, is that just basic oversight, or is there something specific you're getting at?
I think it is basic oversight.
Okay.
In large part. It's just the fact that in case of Next Generation 911, there's no 911 office anymore at the federal level.
I got you. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
My comments
Sheriff?
are along the same lines. Still continue the build out with FirstNet. Anything that's priority specific for public safety is something we need to expand upon so we don't have those commercial interruptions with other networks. And to make sure the governance issue that we are all talking, a lot of you are frustrated about, partisan issues and things of that nature. But remember, when the Twin Towers fell, as it relates to law enforcement, we weren't talking to our federal, local, and state partners. We all could have been part of the solution. We need to make sure that that continues as well so that we solve these problems and that everybody understands this isn't a red or blue issue. It's really a common sense issue for all of the Americans across the board.
Yeah, well said. Mr. Newton, 10 seconds. Sorry.
10 seconds. ongoing funding for especially our land mobile radio systems. The challenge we have, it upgrades, updates, maintenance, deferred maintenance. Those are ongoing, constant challenges, and we're not away from those yet. FirstNet's an adjunct to that.
Okay, thank you all. I yield back.
Excellent questions, Mr. Landsman.